Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this season's debut of One-on-One Sports. I'm Greg Brzozowski.
And I'm Christine Williams. We have a great show for you today, so let's kick things off with the starting five.
College football is routinely good for some underdogs surprising favorites, but this season has provided us with some thrilling upsets, as no team has been safe at all. So, Christine, which Goliath should be fearful of David Slingshot this weekend?
I think you're going to disagree with me on this.
Okay.
Because I'm going to say USC is going to beat Stanford.
Really?
Which I know, Andrew Luck, everything, he's the greatest gift to the world.
Amazing.
But USC is coming off a really big win at Notre Dame this past week. So they're flying high. They're coming back to USC, and they are only 6-1, we have to remember.
Yeah.
You know, they're not going to go to a bowl. They're ineligible. But you know, they've got nothing to lose, really.
Exactly. This could be their bowl game for the entire season. They're going to go in with their all of this game. If USC was a program of old, I'd be saying that I would agree with this a lot more. But Andrew Luck is better than half the quarterbacks in the NFL right now. My upset, Kansas State over Oklahoma. It's a little cheap picking on Oklahoma after last week when they lost to Texas Tech. But I think they're going to digress even further. Kansas State, Bill Snyder's done an amazing job with this Wildcat team this year. And they're going to rise into the top 10 if they're able to beat Oklahoma.
Possibly. You know, you never know what can happen week in, week out.
Yeah.
It really can't say.
Exactly, but it's going to be exciting. We know that.
I can't wait for it. Brian Gumbel of HBO's Real Sports has recently compared NBA Commissioner David Stern to a plantation owner, saying he is treating men as if they are his boys. Greg, what do you make of these comments?
They're very misguided, and it unfortunately brings out these racial tones that have still exist, even though slavery is such a thing of the past. Bringing that out is very unfortunate. I think Gumbel has a point that he's trying to make. Look, David Stern has mishandled this lockout, as with everybody. Same with Billy Hunter, same with the agents. Everyone's doing a pretty poor job at running this, but the fact that Gumbel went to such lengths to try and call Stern out on it.
Yeah, it was prepared.
Exactly.
It's not like he said it off the cuff. It was written into his script.
It was his ending of the show.
He really thought about this, and he wanted to say this. I'm kind of confused as to why he wanted to put it in these terms and really make it as racial as it came across.
Exactly.
I mean, the NBA already has its struggles with you know, the black versus white issue, but he didn't really have to point it out right now.
He talked about how Stern has changed the dress code. He's trying to keep down the players and everything like that. It's very misguided for him to go along those lines. Stern's trying to do his job, but he is going a little too far with this lockout. That's for sure. With reports surfacing that the NBA is canceling 2 additional weeks of its season, and little hope of the lockout being resolved soon, basketball fans need to look elsewhere to get their fix. Christine, is the college game going to be a suitable replacement for the NBA?
I think it is. I think more people watch college basketball. I'm more interested in college basketball than the NBA. I mean, the NBA has been losing audiences over the past few years.
Able to get some back last year, but yeah.
However, when May rolls around, the diehards of basketball, they're going to be missing their basketball.
Absolutely. When playoff season's supposed to begin and basketball's been over since early April in college, it's going to be tough for fans, definitely. But I think that hopefully we will see a lockout be resolved and we'll be able to get back to the NBA at some point this year. I don't have high hopes for this, but the optimist in me, Christine, is going to believe that it could happen.
I don't know. You're going to have to really be looking for college basketball right now, though. You can't anticipate that the NBA is going to come back. You just got to think college basketball. Yes, it's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. Look forward to that.
The product's so much better now with teams like UNC, Duke returning strong players. UConn still returning some players, even though they lost Kemba last year. Syracuse at the top as well. It's going to be a really fun year. There's a lot of talent in college basketball. Ohio State with Jaron Sullinger as well. Yeah.
It's going to be a really fun year. I can't wait. Jeff Ogilvy has openly criticized Fred Couples for selecting Tiger Woods a month early for the President's Cup. Greg, what do you think of Ogilvy's criticism towards this?
I think that he has a point. I know Ogilvy was also talking about how Keegan Bradley got left off this list. The guy won the PGA Championship, played really well, won 2 tournaments this year. Talked about how he maybe deserved a spot a little more than Tiger, and that's fair. Tiger Woods has been very, very poor ever since he last won his last tournament, the 08 U.S. Open. But he's Tiger Woods. He has to be on this team. The problem I have more was with Greg Norman, who was the captain of Fred Couples' opponent team, who said that he shouldn't have put Tiger on the list at all. Tiger is the best talented golfer alive. He does belong on this team.
But he hasn't shown it recently. This is all about the here and now, and Keegan Bradley deserves to be on that list. Ogilvy, while he has a valid argument in some respects, he shouldn't have made it known to the press. He should have, if he had something to say to Fred Couples, say it behind closed doors. Don't go to the media and spread it around.
Exactly. He didn't need to do that, that's for sure. For the first time in seemingly forever, the University of Connecticut's women's basketball team has not been picked as the preseason favorite to win the Big East. Christine, is there a bit of a changing of the guard here in college basketball?
Well, I think so, yes, especially in this division. You know, you think about, well, Maya Moore's gone. They've got to rebuild.
Exactly.
Their 90-win streak is over. Well, they're starting over. They're really beginning from the ground up here, UConn is, and they need to figure it out. And their main competition is going to come probably from Notre Dame, who's in their own conference, and they've got some really big talent there. And they're gonna struggle at the beginning, I think, but you know.
It's definitely going to be really huge for that rivalry. It's going to be awesome to see these games. Skylar Diggins became a star in last year's tournament. But you know what? UConn does have some reinforcements coming back. They have the #2 recruit class in the nation, featuring the #1 recruit in the nation as well. So Gino knows how to get his talent. UConn will be back on their feet. They do need to replace Maya's scoring, but after they get their feet back on the right track, they'll be okay.
I think it's great. It's time for us to take our first break. When One-on-One returns, we will be joined by our NFL experts to dissect the best and worst quarterback changes thus far.